Okie everyone, Dr. Lynn here. Look at out my window. It feels like Christmas morning. Sorry it's taken me so long to get back to you for episode 7 of Taiyoga Beats, where we combine Tai Chi, yoga, dance into the beat, and spiritual fitness. So I have a session for you today, and it's called Exercising Your Forgiveness Muscle. So I wanted to introduce you to this spiritual concept by relating it to something you might know, which is how to lift weights and our muscles and how we get strong and powerful and how our muscles build endurance. And then I'm going to relate that to forgiveness. I hope you noticed my cool winter hat. I actually got this in Scotland with my husband and he just sent it to me. So I'm gonna honor him today and wear my Scottish hat. So let's talk about muscles. So for our muscles, our big strong muscles here, there are 2 types of muscle fiber. One is fast twitch and the other is a slow twitch. So they're 2 different types of muscle fibers. So let's talk about each of those and then I'm going to relate it to forgiveness. So your fast twitch muscle fiber, that muscle fiber is for strength and power and quick bursts of energy. And the way you develop that muscle is by lifting a heavier amount of weight for a smaller number of repetitions. So let's say you normally have a dumbbell of 10 pounds. You would go up to 15 and you would do 3 sets of perhaps 6 repetitions. Now, the way that fast twitch muscle builds strength is when you lift heavier weights, you kind of tear down that fast twitch fiber. And then when it rebuilds, it comes back stronger and bigger. So keep those things in mind. Let's move on to the slow twitch fiber. So the slow twitch muscle fiber is for endurance and using a muscle over a long period of time. And the way we develop that, so let's say you normally can lift 10, you might go down to 5 pounds, but instead of doing 3 reps of 6, you would do 3 sets of 12 or 15 repetitions. So you would build those slow twitch fibers over a longer period of time. And that builds endurance. So your fast twitch is kind of for a sprinter, somebody going really fast in a pool, sprinting and swimming or running really fast. The slow twitch fibers are more for your marathon runners or your long distance. I used to love open water swimming and swimming a mile and just that beautiful repetition and pace and that soothing energy that comes. So let's relate that to building our forgiveness muscle. So I think about the fast twitch forgiveness muscle. And remember, I told you have to tear it down before you can build strength. Sometimes when we are very angry or resentful or someone hurt us and we're very reluctant to forgive them, it's because we've built up this resistance, this wall, and it needs to be torn down so that we can rebuild that relationship. Okay, so forgiveness can be for somebody that we want to ask forgiveness, or they're going to ask us, or we need to forgive ourselves or ask the big guy, as my daddy calls him, for forgiveness. So there's different types of forgiveness. And this idea of relating it to a fast twitch is that idea of tearing down maybe your old perceptions, maybe it was miscommunication, in order to build that strength and that relationship back. Now let's relate it to the slow twitch fiber. So that slow twitch fiber, it took a longer period of time. And I don't know about you guys, but there are some things that I held on to for a very long time that I could not let go of. And so for those long periods of time, I'm actually in a 12-step program, and steps 4 through 9 guide you through how to make amends, how to make a list, And also over that long period of time, make a list of who you've harmed, who has harmed you. And during that list, you also realize what your role is in it. So when you're lifting weights, you play a role in forgiveness. Also, I think of those things you hold in your hand, the dumbbells or those TheraBands. Those bands, sometimes it takes tools, and you need tools to build resistance. Resistance from carrying around that extra weight and hurt. It really does more damage to you. So think about those things and those dumbbells. Maybe those are tools. Who in your life do you need to seek wise counsel from? A pastor, a priest, maybe it's a teacher, a parent, a really good friend or a sister or a brother, a significant other, that we need to run by what we're angry about, what we're hurt, and maybe the language we want to use to talk to that person about seeking forgiveness or them coming to us. How might we respond in a gracious manner and not hang on to that? So the other thing I want to talk about with our muscles, and then we're going to exercise our fitness, physical muscle here in a minute to some music. But I want you to think about what happens when you use your muscles over a long period of time. It builds up what's called lactic acid, and that's kind of a waste product or a byproduct when we overuse our muscles. And that's when your muscles kind of feel sore or hurt. So let's relate that to forgiveness. How many of you have been hurt, or maybe you hurt someone else, or that soreness kind of lingers? And then eventually we need to let it go, just like your body will flush out that lactic acid. The last thing I want to say about forgiveness, and this is so important in our exercise of our forgiveness muscle, it takes practice. Also, just because you forgive someone or they forgive you does not mean that you need to stay in an unhealthy or dangerous relationship. So please hear that. That is not what I'm saying. There are some people like lactic acid that need to be removed from your life for you to live in a healthy way and live a forgiven life or a life of forgiveness. I think it has a look. It took me a long time, that slow twitch fiber. And I actually thought I'd forgiven myself, forgiven others, and I'd ask God for forgiveness. But my counselor questioned me on that. And it was about year 7 in my recovery. And he said, Lynn, you're such a visual, hands-on girl. I'm not sure you've completely forgiven yourself, because I'm still carrying some of that baggage or weight around. And so I actually had a ceremony, and I put people I had harmed or had harmed me, their name on a balloon, and I video recorded it, and I let the balloon go. And as it went up into the clouds in heaven, that felt like God's forgiveness and me actually just releasing any pain or hurt that I had caused or been caused me by these people and these balloons. Something you may want to try. I actually recorded each of them, and then I shared them with my counselor. And then I truly felt forgiven. But it took me 7 years to get there. So I guess I'm a slow twitch girl. All right, are you ready for our Tai Chi and yoga and dancing to the beat? And this song is all about forgiveness. So I'm going to start by teaching you the Tai Chi and the yoga moves, and then we'll put it to music. All right, here we go. So I'm going to back up here, and I'm going to start with our first Tai Chi move, and it's called Rise and Fall. So we're literally just going to rise our arms up, bring them towards our chest, and let it fall. So this is a way of drawing that yin energy from the earth, bringing that healing energy to our heart, and pressing it down. So rising and falling. Inhaling as you rise, if you can, through the nose, and exhale. One more time, rise and fall. And you notice that I'm bending and straightening my legs. All right, our next one is called push and pull. So the way we move into that, we're going to bend one arm here. And we're actually just going to sweep across, and I'm going to turn, and I'm looking out at my snow. So we're going to do a pulling motion. My weight is here. I can feel that glute activating there. And then I'm going to bend that leg and push forward or push through. Pulling and pushing through. So think about forgiveness. Sometimes you just have to push through it. Pull people you need in your life towards you and push it away. Sometimes with forgiveness, let's sweep to that other side. We need to pray about someone, even if we're still angry or hurt by them. We just still can pray for them. So pushing and pulling. So pull, and I'm actually flexing that foot on the ground and pushing. And now I'm going to cross my hands, and this is called horse. So horse, this is horse stance. And you see that my thumbs are interlocked here. So I'm going to combine horse with a yoga move called lotus. And I'm going to invert my hands. Now this is a big shoulder, wrist, and elbow stretch. So go as far as you can. And this is lotus. So lotus flower comes down and then up. So I'm actually horse and then come up. So I wanted you to see what my hands look like. If you can't do this inversion, you can stay with your hands just crossed in front of your chest. Now you're really gonna feel this in those big muscles. And that resistance we're building here, that's that fast twitch, that power muscle, those big groups. So again, if you want, I'll come a little closer so you can see you're going to invert the hands. And that is the lotus flower. And here the lotus petals. And in yoga, that's the highest form of spiritual fitness. So think about that forgiveness muscle. Beautiful. The next one we're going to do is called, I'm already breathing hard, you hear it? It's called Golden Rooster. So I want you to put all your weight into one leg, bring your arms out. We're going to bring our arms down. I'm coming up on the toe of that other foot, and then you're going to bend the one arm, and the other arm hand just touches that elbow. Now you're going to have to spot something. Look at me wobbling. If you need to, you can keep the foot on the ground or bring it slightly up. Then we're going to switch sides, weight into the other leg, rooster here. So bent arm and elbow and leg on the same side, and then, just touch. Let's do that one more time. And I'm going to even us out, golden rooster. Okay. Our next move is called forgiveness. How about that? So we're going to move from forgiveness, which is a Tai Chi move, adding sunflower, which is a yoga move. So forgiveness, you're going to come up, bring your hands together. This is forgiveness. In yoga, they call this frog, but we'll use the Tai Chi forgiveness because that's what we're talking about. Then we're going to come up, open our hands to sunflower. So my back is straight, I'm hinged forward slightly. I'm going to come forgiveness and press those hands together. That's that resistance that we have to fight against when sometimes we can't forgive someone or we're so angry and resentful that we need to really think about forgiveness is just for us. Whether or not another person forgives you is not the point. It's that you release that resistance. Yeah. So again, we come up, sunflower to forgiveness. Isn't that a beautiful one? You can really feel those big muscles working. All right, our next one, and I think this is so pretty, it's called Serve the Tea. All right, so for Serve the Tea, we're gonna cross our arms and I'm gonna turn sideways. And I'm going to bring that top hand and I'm just going to serve tea like it's in a cup. And then I'm going to hinge and give it away. Then I'm gonna bring the arm back across, and this time that bottom arm's gonna come up, serving the tea and letting it go. So bring the arm across, and it doesn't matter which hand is coming up to serve the tea, and release it. So it's just this shifting of the weight, serving and releasing. Think about serving up an amends or a forgiveness, letting it go, release. Let's serve up some forgiveness today and release it. And then I like to do a little Dr. Lynn serving tea jive. Because I like to do what feels good in my body. And isn't that what weightlifting and exercising our spiritual forgiveness muscle, it's about how we feel, right? That can really bring us that release. Okay, this next one is called Look the Other Way, which sometimes when somebody hurts our feelings, we need to look the other way. Or they call it turn the other cheek. And I know that's in the Bible about sometimes you just have to turn the other cheek and take it, right? But that doesn't mean staying in a dangerous or unhealthy situation. All right, so when we do this, we're gonna bring our hand up and just turn our cheek. You don't actually touch your face, and we're gonna walk back and turn and then come forward, and we're just turning the other cheek or looking the other way. Okay, so you're just turning. Beautiful. And then our last one that I love, and I don't know how many of you, is anybody not had a beach ball? Maybe some people, but anytime I think of a beach ball, it makes me happy. And that's what forgiveness can do. It can bring you this joy and happiness. So this is called beach ball. And you actually just pretend you're holding a beach ball. But the key is to smile without your teeth and your eyes closed. So let's hold that beach ball and just give a toothless grin, just standing and breathing. Sometimes I like to picture myself holding a milkshake or a cupcake, because those things also make me smile. So it's just a very simple move. All right, are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to get the music queued up, and we will start.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Bluetooth connected.
Okay, we're rising and falling. Rise and fall. Now let's sweep to the side, pull and push, pull and push. One more time, pull and push. Sweep to the other side, pull and push. Again, my front leg is straight, foot is flexed. One more time, pull and push. Cross the hands, you ready? Here's horse. Horse to lotus. Horse to lotus. Again, if you need to keep your arms in the horse position, you can, or else invert them. Get that extra stretch. We're gonna move into golden rooster. Doesn't matter what side you're on. You can also do it with your leg on the ground. Let's pull and push again. Pull and push. Pull and push. One more time. Pull and sweep it around. Pull and push. Pull and push. Ah, I almost fell. Pull and push. Let's cross the other hand. Horse to lotus. Horse, lotus. Horse. If you need to keep them just like they are, that's fine. Do you feel those quads? gonna move back into Golden Rooster. One more time to that other side. Really spot something so good for your balance. We're gonna serve our tea and release. Bring it back around, serve the tea, release. Come back, serve it up. Let's serve that forgiveness, release it. Bring it back, serve. I'm gonna get a little jive going. The tea jive. It's just a little freestyle for you. Now, let's turn the other cheek. And we're walking back. Let's bring it forward. 2, 3, 4, 2. Forgiveness. Open. Sunflower. Forgiveness. Up. Sunflower. Forgiveness. Open. Sunflower. Now we're going to move back into our Golden Rooster. Dr. Lynn is wobbly today. Now let's rise and sink. Rise and sink. One more time. Get that beach ball. Smile. Yay! Well, I hoped you liked exercising your forgiveness muscle. And remember, when you weightlift and you feel really good about your physical fitness, I want you to remember that forgiveness is about how you feel. And you need to take care of you. Well, okie everyone, from my first snow day, I feel like it's Christmas morning in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada, and it's only October 17th. Take care.